All right, let's set it up. Hi, this is Lars Hedenborg, and welcome to Real Estate B-School. This is the step-by-step system to help you build a real estate business so you can sell more homes working less hours. This is Lars Hedenborg, the founder of Real Estate Business School and the creator of the ultimate business blueprint for real estate agents. So let's go through an exercise. I have 3 critically important questions for you. So take out a pen and a piece of paper. And let's go through these here. So if we were having a conversation 12 months from today, so looking back over those 12 months, what would have had to happen for you to look back again on those 12 months and for you to feel wildly successful? So what would your life look like 12 months from now? Personally, professionally? Are you working with clients? Have you exited working with clients? Have you gotten yourself out of debt? How does your health look? Are you working out regularly? Or maybe today you're not? Answer that question. If we were looking back 12 months, so we're sitting here having a conversation 12 months from now, what would have happened for you to look back and feel wildly successful about those 12 months? Here's question number 2. What obstacles, opportunities, and strengths do you bring to the table? So in order for you to have the best year you could possibly have over these next coming 12 months, what obstacles are in front of you now? Do you not have as much time to work on your business versus in your business? Are you always stuck working with clients and you can't build out systems? Do you not know what systems need to be built out? Do you not have consistent lead generation systems? So buyer leads coming in all the time, seller leads coming in all the time. Do you have an obstacle financially? Are you sort of under the weight of debt? What opportunities do you see? So looking out 12 months from now, what are the opportunities that you see? And then what strengths do you bring to the table? You've gotten to this point where you're watching this video, which is a small part of the real estate population will even take the time to look at this video. But what made you successful in different areas of your life so far? Is it some inner strength that you have from your upbringing? Are you able to just knock through things and get stuff done? What strengths do you bring to the table? And the third question is, what would you commit to the process? So if you knew this vision of 12 months, this life you've built for yourself and how you've changed your business and your personal life, would you commit to a process that would get you there? Could you say, I am committed to being successful with this program? I'm willing to commit proper time and resources to the program. I'm open-minded and willing to learn from those more experienced. I'm a realist and know that success takes effort and time. And I'm a good, friendly, and cooperative person. So take some time here, pause the video if you need to, and answer these questions. And so here is an awesome moment, a special announcement that a lot of the training I've done in a live setting is now online. So the Real Estate B-School program is now online. It is the industry's best business training available. It doesn't matter if you're new to the business, if you're experienced, if you're a solo operator or a team leader. There's no guesswork in what I teach, and there's no unapplied theory. So everything I teach, it's everything I use in my business. And my business is based on systems and profitability. And so this is only money-making tools and systems. So like I said, my focus is on making money, putting cash in the bank, and also having a pretty awesome work-life balance. So I'm going to show you today a special opportunity to enroll in B-School. So introducing Real Estate B-School. The Real Estate B-School program, it's a step-by-step system to help you build a real estate business so you can sell more homes working less hours. It's a plug-and-play system. So I've done the work, and I teach you how to install these systems in your business. I walk you through it. I hold your hand. I can count over $400,000 I spent inside and outside the real estate industry on coaching and training. And I've done that, not necessarily so you don't have to, but at this point, you don't have to. You know, most real estate agents are not good at creating systems, but systems absolutely run a business. So it's likely if you're listening to this, you may not even have a business. You could call it a business, and you may have, the right from a tax perspective to call it a business. But if you go away for 2 or 3 weeks, or you take 6-8 weeks vacation in a year, is your business still growing without you? So systems run a business. You need them. I have them. So I'm asking you to let me help you. You need to stop chasing squirrels and being distracted by shiny objects, and really let me show you the way. Let me show you what I've done really well, and let me, more importantly, show you the mistakes that I've made. And here's the thing I do know, that your life won't change until you make a commitment. And beyond that, to build a business that truly serves you and your family, you must take action once you've made that commitment. So here's an analogy I'd like you to wrap your head around. So does having a gym membership equal fitness? We've all been there. I know I've been there at different times. You know, health is important to me, and I do a pretty good job keeping up with it, but I've been there, where I've paid for a gym membership. My wife and I, when we were busy with our young children, at times we were just happy with the fact that the YMCA is a Christian organization, and we felt like we were making donations to the YMCA. So having a gym membership is one thing. Maybe if you look at it from a different perspective, having a class that you go to at the gym is a different level. But even at that class, you can be the guy in the back there that's sort of not giving it your best effort. The instructor in front really isn't paying individual attention to everyone in the class, to the extent that a personal trainer is in your face. And that is not a picture of me. I'm not nearly that buff. But the trainer's in your face, motivating you, making sure that what you're doing is correct, you have proper form, and really pushing you to make the most of the time and effort you put into working out. So I'm your personal trainer through this process of Real Estate B-School. I love this quote: entrepreneurship is living a few years of your life like most people won't, so that you can spend the rest of your life like most people can't. So I'm living proof for this quote, and the author's unknown, that I did put in the effort, took some risks, spent money on things I didn't know would work. A lot didn't work, some did work, and I put it all together. Most agents will spend 10, 15, 20, 25 years in real estate, and every year is basically a repeat of the year before. So if you're at a point now where you want a different future for yourself, 1, 2, 3, 5 years from now, you don't want to work with clients, you don't want to have to work evenings and weekends, or if you're on vacation, you're responding to offers or unhappy clients or whatnot, then you're absolutely in the right place on this call today. So why am I doing this? Why did I get involved in this training work, and why am I putting my effort into training agents to do what I've done? I guess the overall thing I want to get across is that I've been there. It's not only a few years ago I was in production, and I was had a very hectic life. So I feel your pain. I know what you're going through. 2008 was my first full year in real estate. I had zero sales experience coming into the industry. I had just left a super cozy corporate job. I left on great terms, but I had a newborn at home, and I was only 2 years into my marriage, my awesome wife, Julie. So the pressure was on. I left a cozy 6-figure corporate job, got into 100% commission environment, and I spent money on everything. I think I grossed like $200,000 in Well, my first, what was it? My first like 19 or 20 months, I grossed over 500,000, and I think I kept like 120 of it or something. So I literally spent money on everything. I tried it all. Lots of it worked and lots of it didn't. So part of, like I said before, part of the more important part of what I teach you here in B School is what not to do as much as what to do. So in the process, I built a pretty cool business that runs itself. I'm the Tuesday realtor, right? I go in on Tuesdays. I work from basically 9 to 5 on Tuesdays. I have certain responsibilities in my business, but I can handle them one day a week. And at this point, I want to help agents, just like you, avoid wasting time and money on things that don't work. Having the ability to look back on my, even though it's a short career, to look back and connect the dots, I could see that real estate is a very, very simple business. Agents and team leaders tend to overcomplicate it. It's the whole shiny object chasing squirrels thing. And so getting rich in real estate, it's actually pretty boring. And this was a huge aha for me. My business actually does better without me there every day than if I were in there tinkering and trying to create new exciting things to satisfy that entrepreneurial craving for new things. So I've developed 4 core building blocks, and it's the ultimate business blueprint for real estate agents. That's the basis for my current real estate business and also for the training I provide here in B School. So let's go through it real quick. So the ultimate business blueprint for real estate agents, it's 4 core building blocks. And number 1 is the maximum advantage buyer system. So generating buyer leads, converting buyer leads, managing your buyer leads in a pipeline fashion, servicing those buyers, and ultimately getting raving fans at the end of a closing. Number 2 core building blocks is the maximum payoff seller system. So generating seller leads. It's not always the easiest thing to do, and we've got systems to do that. Converting those leads, managing and nurturing those leads, and servicing those listings once you take them so you make sure they sell. What do you do on an appointment? We have a 7-step process that we follow to make sure you're going to get that listing at the right price and it's going to sell. Number 3 core building block is building a self-managed team. And this gives you the ability to leverage yourself and your knowledge and the systems you built with a team of people that manage themselves and they understand accountability. They know what's expected of them. And the 4th core building block is stepping out of your business. And this is what very few agents are able to do. And this year we'll sell over 360 homes, possibly 400 homes, and I will not work with a client. So it's a very, very good business that I've set up for myself, and it's very, very profitable. So another thing that we look at are key points of leverage to achieve these incredible results. So marketing, technology, and people and systems. So I'm not going to get too heavy into these now, but just know that as part of B School, you're going to learn a lot about marketing systems, a lot about technology systems. We keep it real simple in technology, but effective technology tools. And then we go into people and systems are what drive our business, and people operate those systems. So just a little bit about me. I always sort of freak myself out when I put a picture of me on the page, but I started in real estate part-time in 2007. Like I said, 2008 was my first full year. I've been coached by a dozen of the country's top real estate trainers and programs. And I've documented over $150,000 I've spent in the real estate world of training and coaching. I've also been coached by over a dozen non-real estate coaches spending over $250,000, including Tony Robbins, Dan Kennedy, Brendan Burchard, and his High Performance Academy in business training, Evan Pagan and his Accelerate Business Training, Tom Wheelwright is part of the Rich Dad, Poor Dad organization with Robert Kiyosaki, and a bunch of other guys, real bright guys and gals as well. Marie Forleo and Shalene Johnson as well, 2 really bright female businesswomen that I've trained under. I started a RE/MAX franchise in December 2010. I don't run it as a brokerage. It's just my team. And I dropped buyers in 2010, sellers in late part of 2011, early part of 2012, and the day-to-day operations in 2012, 2013. My passion is my family, my beautiful wife, Julie, and my really kick-ass, awesome children. Anders is 6 and Kendal is 4. And so here's pictures of them. These are the cute versions, the photographer out with us, and really just get me going. And this kind of fuels my desire to not only have a real estate business that runs without me, but I love to work with people that have a why behind why they're trying to build out a true business. So a lot of my clients are sort of typical, they've got a spouse, a husband or a wife, and they've got children that are relying on them, and they're trying to make the money, but it requires that they're focused too much on deals, and they're always on email and getting texts, and they're never truly present in their life and fully alive with their families and in their relationships. So the truth of it is that this is the real life version. So this is just the fun of being a parent. And my son Anders just plays all out and passes out there. You got an up and coming rock star, forget to put her pants on. Anders making a Christmas tree, pull up on the head, and my obsessive compulsive son just doing headstands all the time during recess. So really awesome, being a parent and having that drive my work that I do in this space with Lars Hedenborg coaching, but also my real estate business. Let me give you a quick overview of the Lars Group. It's going to give you some context for what I've been able to achieve and what I'm really going to be able to bring to your business and to your life. So we've really accomplished a lot in a short period of time. So a long road in a short time. 3 people in 2009 to over 20 today. 58 sides in 2009, 320 in 2013. Anywhere from 360 to 400 this year. The key additions for me to step out of the business was a sales manager and operations manager. We went from a growth at all costs to really finding the sweet spot. And so we have a really a very efficient staff. I've only got about 4 staff members that run all the transactions and on both sides. We have a solid org structure, no day-to-day involvement by me, and we really focus on giving our clients just an amazing experience. I talk about this princess breakfast at Disney, the Princess Castle, and my son getting his first kiss here, just sweetest moment ever, and then just in my opinion, just an inappropriate princess, should have had more clothes on. But the cool thing about that breakfast was that it was choreographed and it was systems driven. So we felt like it was the first time they ever did that. And that kiss was the first time that princess ever kissed anyone, and, getting things signed. And it was so special. But they've had millions of people through the castle to get to have that same experience. And they felt just as special when they were in that moment. So that's what we're striving for in our real estate business. So by design, my production has gone away. Our org structure, basically, I have a sales manager, an operations manager. Keely manages our sales force. Cherie is our operations. So we have a buyer client coordinator, a listing client coordinator. We've got a photographer, a couple virtual assistants. Then I have an executive services manager, Jessica. And that's our basic staff. So we've got about 4 people on staff. So here's some thoughts on the ride as I look back and connect the dots. Every single part of the process made me uncomfortable. And I've just learned that when I feel that level of discomfort, it's a good thing because I was growing. So, and this is not to boast, but I think people are drawn to me as a leader because I'm real. I really do a really good job of admitting my faults. I don't take a lot of ego into my business. But at the same time, I lean into my strengths. I realize that people really do, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but they really want and need to be led. They need vision. So despite my, at times, intense fears and my feelings of, again, at times, extreme discomfort, I remain focused on my vision of building a sustainable real estate business. So the main takeaway is that anything is possible with focus. So focus is one part, and then consistent action every day toward that vision for yourself in the future. So you have to decide what you want, set out a plan, work hard, enlist and inspire others, and make it happen. So one of my mentors, and not the clearest picture of me, but I was with Tony Robbins in Fiji, and he says that one reason so few of us achieve what we truly want is that we never direct our focus. We never concentrate our power. Most people dabble their way through life, never deciding to master anything in particular. And so that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about doing a few things at a high level. So mastering the basics of our real estate business so we can build out a solid foundation and scale our businesses, which will give you the ability to step out of your business, or at least step back where you don't have to, have all the production on your shoulders. And your business runs systematically with vision and clarity. You know exactly what's going on in your different sales funnels, your buyer sales funnel, your listing sales funnel. You know where you are as far as recruiting goes. All of those systems are included, and we're talking about doing this at a level of mastery, not dabbling. So what is Real Estate B-School? So we talked about before, this is a step-by-step system to building a sustainable business. And what do I mean by sustainable? Sustainable to me means that I was just gone for 3 weeks. During those 3 weeks, I think we put 27 homes under contract. I didn't meet with a single client. I didn't show a single home. I didn't meet with a single seller. I didn't have to sign a single listing agreement, negotiate any of those agreements. And all of that is done, but still maintaining about a 67 or so % gross margin. So after agents are paid, their 67% is dropping to cover overhead. So splits are definitely a part of what I coach in my system here. So it's a highly profitable way of doing business. So the whole point is to have this business working for you so it doesn't enslave you, which is a typical real estate quote unquote business. So the system is plug and play. I've done all the work, and it's 8 easy to follow step-by-step modules, and I'll get into that in a minute here. I've spent over $400,000 on training, coaching, so you don't have to. I've received an MBA from Duke, which is not in the $400,000. And I used to work for a company where I met with owners of companies and I ripped apart their companies. I was in an acquisitions role for an aerospace company. So the skill set that I brought to bear on my real estate business and the systems I built out that are now part of Real Estate B-School are based on a lot of training, coaching, and real-world experience, most of which is outside of the real estate industry. Like I said before, most real estate agents are not good at creating systems, but systems run a business. I have them, you need them, so let me help you. You need to stop chasing shiny objects. Let me show you what to do. Real Estate B-School is the only training of its kind. I mean that. This is business training. It's systems implementation. Your business, your life won't change if you don't make a commitment. If you want to build a business that serves you, you must take action. So here are the 8 modules. Each module runs anywhere from 90 to 120 minutes. Most are at the 120-minute mark, and they're broken down into sessions within the modules. But the general 8 modules are as follows. So the first module covers marketing and technology systems. So this is all about stop chasing squirrels. So in marketing, we decide on, there's probably 5 or 6 marketing pillars that I cover. And really to start, we're going to pick 2 or 3 for you specifically to focus your efforts on. So everything I go deep versus wide. Many of my clients have, 10 or 12 different things that they're spending money on to generate leads and bring in business, and they never really get good at any of them. So they're very thin, and their margins are thin as a result of it. So we go deep, not wide. Same thing with technology. Most agents are chasing different technology platforms, and they think one is better than the other. We decide on 3 key technology tools. Your business has to run on these 3 tools, and I go through those. Module 2, I cover the maximum advantage buyer system. Sell more buyers in less time. So this is the exact system that my team uses. There's about 7 parts to it. to generate a buyer lead, to convert that buyer lead, or to manage that buyer lead. What do you say when you get face to face with them? What do you say with them on the phone? How do you service them as a client, and how do you close them out most effectively? And how do your buyer agents manage their book of business, and how do they track appointments that come in? All of that. So you have clarity on everything that's going on in your business. And this will help you if you're a solo agent or if you're managing a team. The third module is our maximum payoff listing system. So list at your price and commission every time. Very involved. It's about a couple hours of training, 5 sessions or so, where we go in very deep into generating seller leads, converting those leads over the phone, the 7-step process that we follow from the actual appointment being booked to signing that listing as a client, and then how we service that listing. What if we took it at the wrong price? How do we get sellers to get to the right price? What special addenda do we use? How do we charge more than the average commission? How do we get transaction fees? What's our listing presentation look like? What do we send out as pre-list materials? If you're going to step out of the listing business, you need to pre-sell your services. All of that's included in Module 3. Module 4 is team structure. So planning for success beginning with the end in mind. So we're going to go through, what does your future organizational structure look like? Very, very important, because maybe you don't want a business exactly like mine, but there's a version of, there's a few different org structures that we'll look at there. And so we'll cover that in a lot of detail. We'll also go through position agreements. Every one in my company has a position agreement. There's also a company policy manual that we'll go through. Module 5 is recruiting, training, and retention systems. So filling the seats on your bus with the right people. So for recruiting, I give you my whole process for recruiting. Not just where to find candidates, but how to process those candidates to make sure you hire the right ones. Training, how do you train a new buyer agent? How do you train your admin staff? How do you train your listing agents? And retention system, how do you build a culture in your business that creates raving fans of your clients, but also the people on your team, they're self-managed and they're having fun in the process. Module 6, we go into accountability and reporting systems. This is knowing your numbers. So we talked about it before, but we've got the buyer sales pipeline and the listing sales pipeline. So knowing your buyer lead to buyer appointment to buyer taken to buyer sold. Knowing your listing lead to listing taken to listing lead to listing appointment to listing taken to listing sold. Those funnels, the whole point is to take a lead into a closing and a commission check and have a raving fan at the end of the process. Module number 7 is becoming a leader and versus being a producer. Tony Robbins instilled upon me, and I remember it, and I get goosebumps thinking about the exercise we went through. But business is 80% psychology. So what's the difference between what I have versus maybe what you have if you're still out there selling homes? How do we need to shift your mind to be able to step into this new role of building a team versus just being a producer? And there's nothing wrong with being a producer, so I don't want to sound negative, because there are many people that were born to be a producer. They are meant to be in front of a client. But you're not attracted to this system if that's all you want every year for the next 10, 15, 20 years, to work with buyers in the evenings and weekends, to work with sellers and love on their 10-year-old blue carpet. So if you want more than, selling homes, then you need to learn how to become a leader. We teach that in Module 7. Module 8 is performing at a high level. And this is about taking your life in all areas to the next level. So we cover your purpose, presence, your psychology, your physiology, your productivity, and your persuasion. So there's 6 pillars that we'll go through of high performance in the coaching model that I use there. So that's performing at a high level. So let's quickly run through, and I'll probably blush here as I go through here, but these are clients of mine and what they've had to say. So Andrew Altman says, if you aren't open to massive success, then Lars's coaching is not for you. He will extract every bit of potential you have into a successful and systematic business. He will force you to leave all your limiting beliefs behind. I'm currently implementing low-cost lead generation systems that are producing clients at double my market average. I'm attracting business instead of chasing it. And my business now has systems and leverage that will alleviate my time to focus on what matters. My goals that I thought were impossible are now within reach after only 3 months. My business is projected to double this year from implementing only a few of Lars's systems. There's no telling where I will be after implementing the whole system. So it is a lot to take on. Jeremy Larkin in St. George says, Lars has all of the street cred, quote unquote, you could ever want with his own personal and team production. And he comments here on the personal production. I haven't personally sold homes, but when I did, I was a 60 to 70 home a year for a couple years before I got out of production. But more important than that, he is a real human being who cares about building his client's business so they can actually have a life. I've received training from dozens of top national real estate people. Lars is one of the very few who actually understands the elusive work-life balance. Instead of coaching me on how to just get more leads or sell more homes, he's helping us streamline and improve our business systems so we can actually go home at night and enjoy our family. And I love that he brings this up. The Real Estate BSchool is awesome. So I take nothing away from it, but the whole point of it is building a business where you can enjoy everything else that's a gift in your life. So I want to make that clear, is that there's an agenda here. I want you to go out and make an impact in the world and not necessarily just sell more homes. So Lisa Harold in the Woodlands, Texas says, Lars is brilliant as a coach. His passion for sharing excellence shines through in every calculated move he makes for his students. I knew there was a way to reach the organized, systemized structure that I wanted, but had no idea, even after hiring numerous high-level coaches, how to go about it. My business has taken on a strategic, laser-focused direction. The relief of I feel knowing that someone truly has my back moving forward is worth millions of dollars to me. I've been in business for 14 years, and this is by far the most exciting time of my career. Lars is a lifesaver to me in a world of sharks. And I can almost come to tears as I read some of these, but I'll try to not do that to you guys. Robin in Phoenix says, Lars is an amazing coach, and trust me, I know of what I speak. I've had some of the best over the past 14 years, all national names and icons of the industry. But here is what you must know. The real estate business is changing in ways of which most people are wholly unaware. Agents, brokers who are part of this transition are going to succeed beyond all their expectations, and those who aren't part of the change are going to be absorbed into the coming mega agents teams are marginalized out of the business altogether. Lars is my coach because he knows exactly what is happening and is leading the way for anyone willing to follow and learn. He's incredibly generous with his time, his information, and systems, and his enthusiasm. If you believe in the saying, lead, follow, or get the hell out of the way, and you can only see lead in that sentence, then Lars is your guy. Thank you, Lars. Damon in Roanoke says, I sell houses. I can sell lots of houses. Making a return on investment was something I had never taken the time to figure out. One of Lars' first questions was, what is your ROI on that? I was spending/throwing an amazing amount of money at different marketing programs with absolutely no idea whether or not I was actually making a profit. I was so busy being in the business that I could not focus on the business. After working with Lars, I had a clear vision on what was and was not working. I knew where I lost $250,000 last year alone. I knew that I was losing hundreds of thousands per year on past clients and Sphere because I did not have an effective marketing plan specifically for them. I learned to hold myself and my team accountable to each other. 2014 will be my first year spent chasing dreams and not squirrels. We doubled our number of transactions this year, and we will do 400 plus in 2014 thanks to Lars' systems that we have put in place. You can be the hardest working agent in the world, but if you do not have the right people and systems in place, you will never achieve the success you are meant to experience. I find myself fortunate to have met Lars. John Mendoza in Des Moines, Iowa says, I've been having been coached by multiple companies in the past, two major things felt were missing after my experience. One, a lack of clarity for the future, and two, specific action items to take next. Using Lars's approach, I was blown away at the amount of things we're able to accomplish in such a short period of time. Finalizing our business model, understanding agent commissions and the best ways to structure compensation, discovering our team's mission and purpose, access to the tools and how to increase our referrals by 10 to 15% in the next 12 months, the most cost-effective return to increase our listing inventory, and having a specific game plan to help prioritize and put this all together into massive action. Thanks, Lars, for giving me the fuel for my personal goals that I wish to achieve for my business and family, and putting me on the path for fast growth and continuous future success. The heart and soul you put into your consulting work really shines through and will make you proud. So it really gets me emotional because the whole point of this is to deeply impact your life, not just your business life, but to give you the freedom to put more into your personal lives. So what do I get in Real Estate B-School? So here's the simple answer, that you get everything you need to build a real estate business. Every way I generate leads on the buyer side, the listing side, all of that's included. Every conversion tool I use, every lead management tool I use, how I service buyers and sellers included. All of my presentation, my buyer presentation, my listing presentation, my buyer packet, my listing packet, all of it's included. Everything you need to know to grow a team, all the position agreements, the accountability tools, the tracking, all of that's included. Everything you could think of is included. How do you step out of the business? All the training around that, the mindset training around that, it's all included. So here's the thing too. So when you sign up and when you enroll in Real Estate B-School, you have lifetime access. Every update, every revision, as I refine my business, I'm refining B-School. So what's working today may not work next year or 2 years. All of it's going to be updated and available to you for life in B-School once you enroll. You get 8 modules, probably closer to about 120 minutes of high impact training per module. You get a password protected member portal with access to audio and video of all 8 modules. So if you need to download the modules onto your iPod or onto your phone, you could do that, or you could watch the streaming video as well. You get access to a Dropbox folder. And I don't have time to get into it here, but the Dropbox folder has every tool I use in my business. So it's organized by the Ultimate Business Blueprint, the 4 core building blocks. So there's a folder that covers the buyer system, and there's about 8 subfolders in it, and all the documents that you need to do all of that. The lead gen, the lead conversion, the lead management, the buyer packets, the buyer presentation, all of that's in it. The client servicing, the contract to close, all of it. Listing system, same thing. Listing lead gen, conversion, management, the pre-list packet, the listing packet at the house, the listing presentation, how we service our listing, all the action plans in Top Producer, all of that's in there. Same thing for team building. There's 8 folders, I think, subfolders in team building. And exiting your business is, I think it's like 5 or 6 folders. So it's everything you could possibly need, all the documents at your disposal instantly. And then you get Google Drive access. So a lot of the tools I use as far as tracking goes, they're forms. I show you how to use them, but you just send your agents to a form and they fill it out, or a recruit. We use these forms for a bunch of different things and some spreadsheets and different documents. So you'll have access to, it's about 15 or so different documents, and those are organized by the 4 core building blocks as well. I think there's 3 or 4 different documents per building block that you'll have access to. And I'll show you exactly how to implement them in your business as we go along in B-School in the curriculum. You also get access to a live monthly Q&A call covering any questions you have on the curriculum or any specific issues in your business. So I'll cover any of it. And then you have exclusive access to a mastermind group on Facebook. It's the Real Estate B-School Facebook mastermind group. And that's a priceless thing to be a part of, like-minded individuals that are doing the same thing that you're doing. So here are some fast action bonuses for those of you that sign up right now. So you're going to get free access to that live cast event that you probably have already heard about. So it's a 5-hour event I did in Denver, Colorado. It was all recorded. They broke it up, edited it beautifully, 4 parts, and it covered the Ultimate Business Blueprint. Really cool training I did there. You also get free access to 6 years of my business plans, including a video where I explain each plan. So I literally take you through all of my growth and what the plans were along the way to get the level of success that I was able to achieve. You get the actual plans. You also get the 18-page Ultimate Business Blueprint special report explaining the process. And as a really kick-butt bonus, you get a 30-minute one-on-one business assessment call, a live business assessment call with me to develop a go-forward plan. So you get a lot of cool stuff here, just fast action bonuses for taking action. You can see the obnoxious click the button below to get started. So look below this video and take action. Here's what I do know. Your life is not going to change unless you take action. What I'm offering you here by enrolling in Real Estate BSchool is a very cool opportunity. This is everything you need to build a real estate business. So if you want more for yourself and more for your life and your business than you have now, you must take action. So Henry Ford says, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. You've probably heard the quote before, but whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. So don't underestimate the power of what you can accomplish. You must take action now. So click on the button below, take action, make a difference in your business, in your life. The pricing that we have right now is for a limited time only. It's only going to go up. So don't hesitate. Take action now. Click on the button below. God bless everyone on this call. Click on the button below to get started. Like I said, this pricing is for a limited time only. It's likely going to double in price. So you need to take action right now. Do not hesitate.